This is my cake decorating project. So throughout this video, I will be doing voiceovers and also just regular videos of me talking like this, so I can show you my research and how I used it in this project. I made 3 cakes today. Not today, I made them over the course of however long I've been doing this for. And I know that's not many, so sorry about that, but I tried my best on these cakes. Remember, these were only my first 3 cakes, so they're not supposed to be really good. But I am going to continue making cakes using the research that I've done so far all throughout the summer and probably my entire life because it's actually really fun. So here you go. Let's get started. This will be my co-host, Buddy, for the evening. Buddy, say hello.
Hey there, everybody.
So, Buddy has just pointed out to me something very disappointing. I forgot to film when I made my first cake. That completely slipped my mind. So, we are extremely sorry about that. Buddy is actually my cameraman, and I thought he was filming the whole time, but I guess he wasn't. So, I could tell you how I did it. Basically, this was completely off my imagination, off the top of my head. I didn't use any specific examples for this cake, because for the other ones, I saw things on Tastemade or in my recipe book that I ordered. But with this one, I was just kind of like, let's go crazy, try out some new frosting tips that I got. And it was really fun. I made this for my little brother, Brian. That's why it says Brian Cake. So what was cool was I tried to use the sprinkles on cake. It didn't work out very well because I don't think there's any on there, because I ended up having to take them off with a pair of tweezers. I also practiced the use of piping names and letters onto the cake and used a bunch of different tips and tried making frosting a different color for the first time. And this was actually kind of like a crusting frosting. With the other cakes that I made, it didn't really do that, but for this one it did, so that was interesting. It was just a basic frosting recipe I found in my mom's cookbook. And that's really about it. It wasn't anything special. I was just trying out all my new cake utensils and trying to get the feel of everything.
On to the next cake. Let's get this show on the road. Emily, what in the heck was that photo? That was so weird. What in the world were you thinking?
Oh, I was just trying out this cool panorama thing on my phone. Back to me. This is me mixing the cake batter for my cake. It was funfetti, so I added sprinkles. Under the sun. That circle covered in tinfoil is a cardboard round I made from the new recipe book I bought. What have we done under the sun? I put a little bit of frosting in the middle of the cake round so the cake wouldn't slide around on the turntable. I press down the cake and it sticks. Tastemade, the website I got this recipe from, had a good idea about putting gummy bears in between the layers of your cake, on top of the frosting. It tastes really good. And hold up the sun. I finish with my final layer of frosting and then scrape it clean with my bench scraper. And afterwards, coming up, I am going to cover the whole thing in sprinkles! I didn't film actually rolling the cake around in the sprinkles because it was very stressful. We had to grab the cake by both sides and roll it around the sprinkles. We first tried throwing the sprinkles onto the sides. I do not recommend that. It is a huge mess. Put them in a cookie tin like I did. and roll it around. But here's the final product.
Hello! I am back, and so far I have made 2 cakes, and today I'm going to be starting this new idea where I wanted to make mini cakes so they didn't cost as much money to make. Sorry about the whole camera changing thing. I'm trying to figure out a good place to put my phone while I'm doing this, so it's kind of hard. I'm gonna show you how many cakes I'm gonna be making, and then I am going to cut the top off, use a serrated knife, and then I'm going to crumb coat them and put them in the fridge to chill, and then I'll start decorating and I'll show you that. So that's what's going on. So what I did was I made a giant sheet cake, 2 sheet cakes, and I cut out little circles from it using cookie cutters to make these mini cakes. Okay, now it's time to cut the tops off. So I'm gonna try to show this on film. You wanna put your hand on top and then just start from the smaller side because it's easier, it's better to do it that way. You don't hurt yourself, and then just let the knife do the cutting. Don't push your hand or anything. And just try to get it as even as possible across the top. Hopefully that worked. And sometimes it won't work and you'll mess up, which is okay because you just need to cut off a little bit more. I'm not the best at this. Remember, this is my first time. Shoot! Oh no, I messed it up. It's okay, it's fine. You know what, this is a really loose cake, so I bet I could just push the pieces I accidentally cut off back on. Yeah, it's working. And then just, you'll frost it and everything will be fine. So there you go. Yeah, see? That looks great. Make sure it is evenly across. Okay, so the frosting is done, and here it is. And now that that's done, I am going to separate it into 3 bowls and color it, because right now I'm going to be making the night sky blue ombre cake from that book I was reading for my research. So I need to do 3 different shades of blue. So I have my blue food coloring, and I'm gonna go separate it into bowls. All right, so kind of out of bowls right now. I'm running the dishwasher, so they're all different sizes. But it just says to put the frosting in equal sizes, so I'm pretty sure I can figure that out. So I have my frosting in this big bowl, and I am going to separate it into little bowls like this, so I can color it. And I have a tiny spatula here that I got for Easter that I'm gonna use. I don't even know if that's what it's for, but whatever. I'm just gonna use it to mix the food coloring into the frosting. And I'm putting the frosting in here little by little, so I can make sure that it's all even. Okay, so I figured it out. It says that the dark one is gonna be on the top. So this will be my dark one. And to the first bowl, you add 1 drop of blue food coloring. And then to the second bowl, you add 2. And to the third, you add 2. And to the third, you add 2 drops and then 1 drop of black. But I don't have black, so I think I'll just do 3 drops and keep going until it looks dark enough. Well, that was more than 1. It's okay though. Woohoo! Frostings are finished. Light, medium, dark. Okay, now that I am done with that, I am going to start crumb coating. And you're probably thinking, Emily, did you forget to crumb coat? No, I'm doing it after I picked out frosting colors because I read in that book that if you do your frosting colors and let them sit for a little bit, they'll get richer and, you know, be vibrant, more colorful. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm gonna do my crumb coat and let those sit. So I think for my first layer, I wanna do the biggest one. And I'm gonna crumb coat. All right, now it's time to crumb coat. Let us grab some frosting over from the corner, because I forgot it over here. And what you wanna do is just, you know, smack a blob on there. That's all you gotta do. Maybe put some on the bottom actually, because you don't want it to like move around or anything when you got it on, you know? And it's a very tiny cake, so I'm not gonna put too much on the bottom there. Center it, press it down a little. I washed my hands, by the way. Not getting this cake all germy. And then take your offset spatula, which is over here in the thing, so I should have gotten it out earlier. Please ignore this. Ow. Okay. For the crumb coat, last time I made a cake, you know, remember that monstrosity, and the sprinkle one, and I tried putting on the frosting with the piping tip. It honestly didn't really work very well, so I'm gonna try it first with this, and if that doesn't work, I'll go back to the piping tip. Guess who just remembered she's not the greatest at crumb coating? Me. Coating. It's not great, but it's just the crumb coat. So I finished the crumb coat, but I forgot to film actually putting the frosting on. Here it is. Ta-da! It's a little messy, but it's pretty good, I think. So all the frosting used to. So what I did was I put it on, got a little bit off of it when I tried to peel it off. I put all the frosting on in the ombre layer sections, and then I smoothed it out with this offset spatula, and then my bench scraper. I scraped it with the smooth edge, and it made it look like this. Woohoo! So now I'm going to take my offset spatula. Oh, you can't even see. And make little ridges in the cake. And then I am going to go ahead, and I don't have any star sprinkles, so I think instead I am going to take some little sugar crystals. That's the dishwasher. And kind of sprinkle them on top, because that'll look pretty too. So, the finished crumb coat. Oh shoot! So I'm running the vacuum. Running the darn vacuum.
And angels. That's not, no, sprinkle angels is right.
No germs in this cake.
today, this is... Hello! It is Editing Emily, and I am here to say stuff that I can't remember